Jon, we're 2 games into the new season. What have you made of the start we've made on the pitch?
I think it's a great start, 2 out of 2 so far. Really tough opening game against Coventry, who I think are going to be there or thereabouts this season. Really strong squad, and yeah, a great win, great atmosphere in the stadium, and then to go to Carlisle with such a young team, some great academy prospects in there, and come away with the 2-0 win. We're really happy.
What did you make of the atmosphere in the stadium against Coventry?
Well, first of all, it was the first game of the season. Everyone's looking forward to it. We have the fan zone, we have the new home end. The players could feel it. Everyone's dying for that first game of the season to start. So, you know, we felt it in the stadium. It was filling up early. The Coventry fans were way in the corner, and we could feel that atmosphere. And you know, it was back to sort of where we went towards the back end of last season. We're getting a good number of supporters in the stadium. We're hopefully going to get more. But that comes with, you know, success on the pitch and fans out there seeing what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build. And more fans in there, and the better atmosphere can get, the better for the players, and the more we're all together. Hopefully we'll have plenty more days like that in the coming season. And the next one, West Brom at home, we're hoping to have more again. You know, we've started so well. We want to continue this, and it makes a huge difference to us, you know, who work at the club and the players on the pitch. To have the fans right behind us, and we spoke about it for many years. Players thrive off it and feed off that energy that we bring to the stadium. So we'll have more again against West Brom, hopefully, and have something to think about.
We saw quite a few young players involved on Tuesday night. How would you assess the career progression of those players as things stand?
Well, firstly, it's congratulations to the young players and the families who, you know, stand by them all the way through their academy journey, and you know, to come and make the debut, some of them, and Freddie to get his goal, Mmaee to get his goal. It's brilliant to see, and you know, as someone who works at a football club and sees that journey them all the way through, it's fantastic for so many people involved right across the club, from academy coaches, Gareth, the academy director, and all the staff involved in their development. It's a great moment for the club, and yeah, it's brilliant for them, and it's part of their journey. They're very young, 17, 18-year-olds, and they're right at the beginning of their professional journey. So to see them, you know, compete against a good Carlisle team, you know, some very experienced pros in that team, and you know, to compete and do so well, it's great for us all.
We're in the midst of the transfer window. Can you just talk us through it from your perspective?
Carnage, usually transfer windows, and you know, it's been the same from right at the beginning of the summer. You know, we did really well getting 3 in early on, I think, because we wanted to give Stephen and the coaching team as much time as they could with some players. So to get 3 in ahead of a lot of other teams, and you know, competing with the other teams for those signings was great. And then we managed to get Sam, you know, a few weeks into the pre-season, and then the 2 boys recently, Lewis, who's a really exciting player from Liverpool, and gladly trusted as one of their brightest prospects, and Bosson, who is going to be I think a huge player for the club and matches our ambitions as a club of where we want to get to. But you know, we all know where we were at the Coventry game. We looked quite bare, really. You know, we didn't have the strength and depth that Coventry had coming off the bench. But you add those players in that are out injured, 6 or 7 at the moment, and you put them back into there. We look a lot stronger, but we want to add a few more in and add strength and depth to the squad while balancing the squad numbers, because we don't want to get in a position where we're carrying 28, 29, 30 players, because it's an absolute nightmare for any coaching team to deal with. You know, we want a hungry squad, we want less injuries, we want, you know, that side of it, and a fit squad, but yeah, we want to add that little bit of quality, and you know, anyone we want to bring in is going to add to the quality of the squad. And you know, as every team wants to do, you want to add to the firepower, you want to add the top end of the pitch, add a bit of flair, add some goals, whilst maintaining those pathways for the players in the team, and you know, players that came in maybe a year ago, 18 months ago, giving them the chance to develop and push on, because there's no point in blocking the pathways for the players we have in the building as well.
How does this summer fit into the longer term strategy in regards to recruitment? Yeah,
okay, you're building a team and building a squad. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen in one window. Myself and Chris Laird at the club were looking at a team sheet from May 2023, and there's 4 players in the starting lineup, goalie on the bench, there's 5 players out of I think 24, 25 that were still at the club. So there's been a huge amount of turnover over the past few years, and we don't really want that. We want stability, but we want growth and long-term prospects in the team. So I'll highlight the signing of the Bossum where we were getting it from Celtic. It was a tough deal to try and get done. We jumped ahead of a lot of big teams to get a signature, which we were delighted about, but the medical highlighted something that we didn't know about and Celtic didn't know about, and you know, other teams would, you know, maybe pull away from a deal because they don't have a player suddenly available, and we were looking a bit short on numbers as well in certain positions. So, you know, for us, we look at that and go, well, you know, it's a long-term signing for the club, and he matches our ambitions and where we want to be as a football club. So why would we put off by, you know, a short-term issue which won't take long to resolve, doesn't change him as a player. So, you know, our ambitions as a football club are to be right at the top. His ambitions as a player, and you know, you take that into account. It's a long-term decision rather than be put off by just getting another body in. But yeah, you want to build the squad, create pathways for people within the squad and those young players coming through, and allow players that have joined the squad over the past couple of years to develop and coach players and get them better. And that's part of the club, rather than going, well, we need a quick fix, let's sign a player just to get a body in. You want to build something, build a cohesion within a squad and build that togetherness within the group, and it takes time, and then that helps within the building, that you've got a group of players that know the staff, know the building, have that desire and hunger to get out of this league and push on in the Premier League.
How are the club approaching women's team football ahead of the upcoming campaign?
First of all, we're looking forward to the game on Sunday against Nottingham Forest at the stadium. Hopefully it'll be a good occasion. We get some good numbers down there to support the women's team, and you know what Steph and Mmaee are doing is a fantastic job in building the team, building that squad, and you know, building it year on year. And you know, you can't go from 0 to 100 straight away in what you want to do and your ambitions, but you know, last year was the first time we paid the women's team. This year we've increased the budget. We've added things like insurance in for the girls in the team. You know, there's all sorts going on where they're going to play the home games, more games at the stadium. We'll put more provisions in there for staff, backroom staff, physio, sports science. So as a club, they're growing that department side of it, but it takes time to build it. But again, another exciting season, and as I said, I'll push on the good work that's going on behind the scenes, and the hard work as well, and the hours that they're putting in to try and build the squad. And you know, they're excited about where they are and the players they have in the building. Looking forward to, you know, the first game of the season at the weekend, and then pushing on into the season.
You've talked about the men's team, the academy teams, and the women's team. What's your overall message to the fans?
You know, we're at the start of the journey in so many parts of the team. Starting my journey at the club at the back end towards last year. Stephen's a young coach. We've got new members of staff in the building. We've got new members of the squad. We're at the start of a journey, and you know, the feeling we got towards the back end of last year was fantastic. There was that energy and that buzz around the place, and to start the way we have was brilliant. But you know, let's keep our feet on the ground. We'll have ups and downs along the way. It's championship season, so there's going to be a lot of ups and downs with the men's team. Just stick with us when it's not going our way, and keep steady, because that's the whole thing we're trying to build, and togetherness, and you know, the club motto, united strength is stronger. And hopefully we'll have the good times sooner rather than later. But it's a long season in the championship, but you know, and all the other facets you just said, the women's team, the academy, the club's grown. It's getting better and better. There's some real good prospects bubbling under the seams. You saw that from a few of them at Carlisle on Tuesday night, and you know, we're getting more and more players coming through, and it's an exciting time to show those families and show those players that there's a pathway for them. And then the women's side of it, we're growing year on year, and we're improving. We've got plenty of things just over my shoulder. There'll be the new first team building in, starting hopefully in September. You know, the club's in a really good position. You know, we've got full support of, you know, everyone in the building. You talk for hours and all the things we're trying to implement behind the scenes, because you'll only see really the first team on the pitch, but all the things we're trying to do with the staff and all the good work Simon King's team are doing in the stadium side of things, we feel that's that's there for us to do, and that energy's there. So hopefully we can connect everything together and, you know, have a successful season. But long-term ambition of the club, we know where we want to be. It just takes time to get there, and it takes time to build a squad. And you can't solve everything straight away. And there's plenty of good things going on at the football club. Just stick with it, and we'll do it together.